Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 24th day of January. Here you go. You know that the mezuzahs that are on your home should be checked every once in a while. There is no specific exact amount of time, but maybe, let's say every 5 or 10 years. Ask your rabbi if he thinks it should be more or less, but certainly not 30 or 40 years between checking because the environment could cause the ink to crackle or get moist, and some of the letters could get ruined, God forbid, and then your mezuzah would be improper. And we believe that we only have full protection and full fulfillment of the mitzvah when we have proper mezuzahs on our home. So let's say you're bringing your mezuzahs to a sofer to have them checked. The best thing to do would be to have the sofer return them in the same day. You drop them off 9 in the morning, and you pick them up from him later that day, and you put them all back in their proper places. But that way, what you're accomplishing is that your house can go, without mezuzahs for a few hours while the sofer is checking. That's certainly allowed. But what if it happens that you're in a situation where the sofer, that's the writer of the mezuzahs or the checker of the mezuzahs, can't do that for you, and he says, "Well, I'll give them back to you in about 2 weeks." Uh, Hopefully that wouldn't happen. But if it does, then you're going to need a solution because you don't want your house to be without mezuzahs for 2 weeks. So what should you do? So there is halacha written about this. And here are the two possibilities. Possibility number one is you can borrow mezuzahs for the meanwhile and put up borrowed mezuzahs meantime, and that's totally fine. And that way you're fulfilling the mitzvah, and your house has all that wonderful protection that we feel that mezuzahs offer for a home. That's choice number one. Would you need a bracha when you put up those borrowed mezuzahs? The rabbis actually argue about that. Some say yes, some say no. You should ask your rabbi for his decision on that matter. But secondly, here's the second half of your question, and that would be, what if you can't borrow mezuzahs during this time? This is going to sound weird, but what you're allowed to do instead is to declare your home ownerless for the 2 or 3 days when you won't have mezuzahs on it. An ownerless home doesn't need a mezuzah on it, and so you won't be in violation of any law, because since your home's not owned, because you just declared it hefker or ownerless, it doesn't need a mezuzah during those 3 or 4 days while the sofer has your mezuzahs. I wouldn't want to do this, but you can. If it's necessary, just declare your home hefker, ownerless, and then it doesn't need a mezuzah. If you're going to do this, some say that you should declare it in front of 3 adults, so it really means something. It's not just fake, and it really, really is ownerless according to Jewish law for those next couple of days. And then you reacquire it, and you say, okay, I'm now going to shut the door, and that'll be my sign that I'm retaking ownership of this home. Home is now yours again, and then you pop the mezuzahs back on. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.